Good morning, everyone. Let's see who's here already. And can everyone hear me okay? We've got Denise and Charlotte, Kathy, Deborah, G. Quilter, Glenda, and Diane. Good morning, ladies. Oh, there's Terry and Vicky. Yay! Hi, Brenda. Katie Crafts. So I will say first off, we are down 2 Lisas today. We're down 1 Lisa and 1 Lisa Marie for reasons which I will not mention. One of them messaged me last night and said she would not be available because she was going to have loads of fun today. I'll leave it at that. And Lisa Marie messaged me this morning to say that she would be busy this morning. So we will miss them, but we will carry on. Honor isn't sure, and she's another moderator. She's not sure if she will be here, but we have a few. I'm sure we're going to be just fine. Quilting with Helen, Celeste, Charmaine, Judith, Rowena, guess who? It's Nancy and Tina. How is June? Good morning, everyone. I thought I don't really have a lot this week because, as you know, oh, Adam says, hey Marie, Darren, stop eating. That's it. That's it. When Adam says it, because believe me, he's the boss, okay? I'm reading the chat, so if anyone is wondering what I'm talking about, tell him to stop eating. Goodness. Hey, Janet. Hi, Rose. Okay, so I was thinking this morning, I really don't have much for What's Up Wednesday because I have done absolutely not much this week. Oh, Diane's back. She got knocked off. Who bumped her off? I haven't done a lot of sewing. As you know, I got back a week ago Tuesday night from my trip to my mom's, and I did my What's Up Wednesday last week, and I felt okay, and I felt tired that day, and by Thursday morning I was exhausted. Well, I spent 3 days in my jammies kind of on the couch, so I didn't do a whole lot. I did try, I cut out something yesterday. I can't really say what because it's one of the gifts for the Creative Word of the Day winner. Which I have both of their gifts. I believe it's Laura and Mona, but either way, I have both their gifts. Hopefully will be out by the beginning of the week. Fingers crossed that I need my sewing mojo because I don't have any. I don't have any. Let's see. Adam says he's moaning he's hungry. Well, what time is it there? It must be mid-afternoon. Hi, Lukey. Good morning to you. Sun's shining. Hope it is where I am. It is, and it is supposed to be 90 degrees here today and tomorrow. That's the thing about Maine weather. I'm not sure what night it is, but it's going to drop to 40 degrees. So that's how our weather goes. G. Quilter, hi again. Online is G. Quilter. Given name is Gloria. Thank you. I'll remember that. I'll try to remember that for as long as I can. How's that? Hi, Shirley. Good morning, Terry and Fern. So just because there's been new people come in, both of our Lisas are not going to be here today. Lisa and Lisa Marie. But we do have a few wrench holders, and you guys are not a rowdy bunch. So, okay. Now, last week, I had mentioned to you that I would tell you a story this week that I found to be very funny. It really isn't, I guess. It was one of those you would have had to have been there. And I'll never get the conversation exactly right. 77 to 88 where Fern is. Denise says no sewing. Her daughter's in from Oklahoma. Rowena, 32 Celsius. I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit. Janet enjoyed the tote bag tutorials. Well, thank you. I have one more. I'm just going to show a zipper and just a couple of little modifications that can be made to any bag, and then we're all done with our series, but thank you so much. So last week I said I had a story, but it had to wait until this week. So when I rode the bus, it's called Concord Coach Lines. It's similar to Greyhound. It's just a different bus line. So that took me on the way home as far north as Bangor. But from Bangor to Presque Isle, I had to get on another bus called Sear Bus Line. And we got halfway to Holton, which is the town you get to off the interstate. And we pulled in at one of the little stops, and the bus driver came across the intercom. He said, now I can't remember if he said it was Border Patrol or State Police, but I believe he said it was Border Patrol, would have dogs. And he said, if you have any wacky tobacco, any marijuana products of any kind, any narcotics of any kind, anything in your bags, those dogs will find them and they will confiscate your bags. It doesn't matter. And I was like, really? They can do that? Because I was surprised, okay? So the bus driver says, well, do you have something to worry about? And I said, no. I said, but I don't think that that's really cool. Here in Maine, I mean, I could understand if it were illegal, okay, but it's not here. Either way, so there was a nurse behind me, in the seat behind me, and she pipes up and she says to the driver, she's like, they can't do that. And so then he announces, he's like, and I don't need any smart Alex telling them they can't do that. 2 college kids tried that a week or so ago and they were taken away in cuffs. And we're like, so she says, so what if it's on the bus on our person? And he's like, the dogs can't come on the bus. If you've got it on your person, you're okay. I'm going to make a stop. I haven't seen a thing. If anyone needs to clean out their bags, now is the time to do so. And I couldn't believe it. But we were running behind schedule because someone didn't get on the bus. They took a long bathroom break and he had to turn around to go back and look for the person. So we were behind schedule, and when we stopped in that town, he just told the Border Patrol, look, I'm behind schedule, and they let him go with nothing. Let's see, I gotta scroll back up here. Ready to make another bag, Quilting with Helen says. That's awesome. I'm glad. That's good. I'm going to finish up my Tula Pink bag because I'm not putting a zippered top on it, so I'm going to finish it the way I like to. Then I'm going to have 2 bags all done. Fern says, I love your tote bags. I'm glad. I hope you're making them, Fern. Richard says 55 going to be 79. Okay. Someone says, even if they are prescription. Now, I asked that. And that's when he said it didn't matter. And the nurse said, oh, yes, it does. She said, they cannot take a patient's medications. She said, I don't care who they think they are. And she was going to stand up for whoever, so I'm not sure. It really made me wonder if either the driver didn't know or if it had happened before. Now, I would think that if a person had them and they had a prescription that wasn't their own, I could see them taking that. But I'm no expert. I really don't know. But there were a lot of people looking at each other across the aisle like, yikes. And I just sat there and kind of chuckled. So, because I asked him, I said, what if it was like a lollipop or something and a person had a medical marijuana card? He said, doesn't matter. If it's in the bag, the dogs are going to find it. You lose your bag. You lose anything you have in the bag. He said, clothing, doesn't matter what's in there. It's gone. What, yikes. So I don't know. Okay, 63, 31, which is 88. Okay, that's close. 32 Celsius is 89.6. Good morning, Twisted Pixie. Hi, Pieces, Love, and Quilting. Adam says, lucky they didn't find your travel greenhouse, Marie. Haha, I'm just kidding. No, but in all reality, I do normally carry gummies or lollies or something, and I didn't. So... But I did, that's why I questioned them, because I could not imagine that with a prescription or with anything that they could do that legally where it's legal. I don't get it, but yeah. Terry, they can't do that. The end. Well, according to the driver, they've done it. Now whether there could be legal recourse, I don't know. But the driver's like, mess around and find out, because I've watched it right here. And I'm like, yikes. I questioned more or less because I'm kind of a right fighter when it comes to stuff like that. That is not cool. Just not cool. Tina, I agree. Hi, Aisha. I'm trying to work on my sister's quilt in the evening. I am just exhausted from packing. Just need some sewing therapy. I got it laid out last night. Yay. Hopefully I can work on sashing tonight. Nancy, it sounds like they were needing drugs. They might have been needing something. Anyway, but that was my story from last week. And for anyone who didn't get the joke when I said it's got to do with Dave's not here, that's the famous line from a Cheech and Chong movie, and we joke about it a lot here on my channel. Dave's not here. Dave's not here, man. It happened a while back. But anyway, okay, so I mentioned we're down the 2 Lisas today, and we're carrying on, but we will miss them. Let's see. Last week I mentioned my mom's dolls. And I did say I would post them on my Facebook group, but I couldn't do so until I find out from my sister which one she wants. And then I can. But I have one here. This is just representative of one of the dolls, okay? And her hair is a little worse for the wear after her trip. Okay. I'm going to hold her up. She's all tea-dyed. And she comes with a little primitive tag and everything. I don't know if you can see her fabric on her skirt, but I love it. Her skirt has words on it. Blackbird, fly away home, things like that on it. It's adorable. And there's little tiny stripes of red on her legs. And my mother has mainly Prims and Such is the name of her little thing. But on their bellies, I'm not going to like undress the doll. She's shy, you see. But somewhere on her belly, they are hand signed. She has them marked with her name. But, you know. Terry, interesting. But if you can show a prescription. Right, but can you show a prescription? Like if I take a prescription in and they fill it, I don't have that paper anymore. That's a good question, Terry, but, you know, I don't know. Good morning, Georgina. Hi, Giovanna. Yeah, so Mom does these, and they're all different. Like every single doll is different, and I took pictures of all of them, and as soon as I know that my sister has chosen the one that she wants, I will post them on my Facebook group. Yeah. Annie's saying, don't look at the hair, everyone. It's kind of messed up, but she's adorable, and she's all tea stained, and yeah. This actually is sold. It's not available, but it's one that I had here. So, yeah. So I will put the pictures out as soon as I can. Hopefully it'll be within the next few days. And I don't have my ring on. I went to grab it because I wanted to tell you guys. You know that spoon ring that so many of you have commented on that I wear? I had said a while back that my sister made it and she makes spoon rings. Well, she showed me pictures. I went to a family barbecue on Sunday for my mom's 90th birthday, and my sister showed me pictures of a bracelet made with a spoon in the center. Oh my land. I told her, I said, you have to make that for me. I love bracelets. Love it. I said anything silver, pewter, anything like that, I love. Okay. Thank you, everyone. I will let my mom know that you thought her doll was adorable. Good morning, Vivian from the Oregon coast. First time joining in on a live. She gets the happy dance. We're happy to have you, Vivian. You've been watching for about a month now. My videos have been pretty slow the last couple months simply because I've had so much going on. And speaking of that, I don't know if apologize is the right word, but last week I got a bit emotional because of what day it was and everything that was going on. So it's not really I apologize, but I just normally would not do that, but thank you all for your understanding. I do appreciate that. Yeah, Terry says a label on it. They need to rethink how they give you proof of prescription. Yes, but that could go, like, say someone did have a narcotic, like a pain medication. They would have that in a pharmacy bottle, but they wouldn't have the prescription because, like, Walgreens or whoever they fill it through would have it, right? So that's why I wondered. I thought it was kind of odd, and the nurse behind me was like, no way. She looked at me and she goes, I don't care who it is. And I said, well, I'm not saying it's me. I'm just saying I don't think that's right. And she says, well, I'm with you. So she was going to go the full way. So I figured she's probably a pretty good nurse for her patients if she's going to protect a whole bus full of people. So I was like, yeah, you go, girl. Nancy, if they have them in their bottle, it should work. You would think so, but what the driver was saying is if it's down below the bus where they, like, because we could all take carry-ons. Like, I had my, I had a backpack because it wasn't all that big, and I had my big Tula Pink tote bag that's basically my purse. That's all I had taken. So I brought that on the bus with me because I didn't want to have to go get it from underneath the bus or whatever, and I'm glad I didn't because the Amish people took their they'd gone fishing and all their water, their fish water, slopped all over down underneath. Anyway, yeah, I'm glad I didn't anyway. But what the bus driver said is if anything was down below, it didn't matter who it belonged to or how they obtained it, it was gone, which I don't think would be legal, but I've never fought the Border Patrol either. Yeah. Lukey, too bad we sold our farmhouse. I would have bought a doll for sure. My decor now is a little more contemporary. I understand that. I have one of her dolls from years ago that she made, because she made these a while back. I still want another one. Yeah. Oh, Vivian, I'm glad the happy dance at least cheered you up. I'm sorry, but I'm so sorry to hear that. But you know, you're kind of going to have to keep yourself as up as you can, because I totally believe that attitude is everything when it comes to that. As upbeat and positive as we can be through everything negative that life throws at us, I am a true believer that attitude is so much of it. So while I am sorry to hear about your chemo, that can be rough, please just try to keep your spirits up as best you can. I hope everything goes really well. I hope it does. Kathy says, hi Marie and friends, missed the beginning, we'll get to it later. I thought today was Thursday. I'm glad I'm not the only one who misses the days of the week. Copy the script. That's true, Twisted Pixie, but these days most of them do it electronically, so that you actually don't even have a paper script for anything. Oh yeah, but you do get a little label thing from a pharmacy. Good morning, Mary. Tina, wow, you are so blessed to have your mom. I lost mine 28 years ago. Yes, I really am, and I'm sorry. I always say I can't imagine my world without my mom. I'm sorry. Hi, Janet. Terry, yes, you're right. Script is electronic. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Tina, I always carry my meds on the plane, never put anything in a suitcase. Yep. Charlotte, I am a stone's throw from the New Brunswick, Canada border, and Holton is where the border crossing is. So when the bus gets off the highway, they're not going across the border, but they're very close. So they have had a lot of people who get off the bus and try to cross the border, so I'm assuming that's where the jurisdiction, or whatever the word would be, comes from. But that would just be a guess on my part. That would just be a guess. Nancy, oh, it was not on your person. That might be the difference. Yeah, maybe it is. Like I say, I really don't know. I don't know. But I wouldn't have thought about that. Like, I had my thyroid medication, my vitamin D or whatever, but I would have never thought about that stuff. So, yeah. All right, so I went over, I'm trying to go over my list of things that I needed to talk about. We're down the 2 Lisas. I showed you Mom's doll and talked about those. I have been sewing a little bit on the gifts for the Creative Word of the Day winners. When I was at my mom's, I got to look at her fabric, and she has a lot of quilt tops. She has some that are finished, just need to be layered and bound. She has some that they just need to be finished piecing. Hi, Sandra. Electronic prescription, Giovanna. I know when mine are sent, I don't see anything. I just see that the doctor sent a prescription. I don't see anything. Terry, does Mom still sew or make dolls? She hasn't made the dolls because she has all these, and they hadn't sold. And I think what happened is she didn't have an outlet to sell them. So now she has them, and I was like, Mom, this is a treasure trove. I said, people just need to see these, And she said, well, I took them up for your sister's yard sale, and they didn't sell. And like I said last week, I think that that's because most people go to a yard sale to buy something that's used and for a certain price. They're not looking to pay full price for something, like a new doll. But yeah. Hi, Chris. Been quilting, finished in a quilt. I'll email you a picture. Good. Awesome. Thank you. All right. So I was looking at my mom's fabrics and stuff like that, and she has all her quilt pieces that aren't quilt tops yet in a tote box, and she has her fabrics in there. And she had this fabric. I just love that. And I was like, oh, where did you get that, Mom? I said, that would be perfect for my fabric postcards. So she said, well, I'm not going to use that. You can have that. And it had a few other fabrics with it, like this. And then she found this, which was the whole layer cake package. And it had come from Martin's, and she'd paid $4.99 for it. So it has all those in there, and it's by Jim Holtz. It says Eclectic Elements, Jim Holtz. I don't know, but I love it. Love it. And then she said she had something else that she had been saving for me. Now, as you know, Richard sent me some beautiful chicken wire fabric, and it's like that barn red color with the black. And then I bought a yard of beige. And then last week I showed you my Happy Mail where Lisa Peg had sent me some chicken wire fabric. Well, look at this. I have a whole panel of rooster fabric. Isn't that beautiful? So my mother had found that at Martin's and picked it up for me. I'm not sure what I'm going to make out of it, but it will involve chicken wire fabric. And she got the panel for $3.32 at Martin's. Gotta love Martin's. Okay. Hi, Mona. Mona did what? I gotta scroll back up here. Sandra, couldn't remember what I set the alarm for. Mona almost missed us. Vivian, I'm doing my best. I have lots of fabric and scraps to keep my mind occupied. I made a handbag over the past few days. It's not scrappy, but a cute fabric. You were my inspiration. Well, thank you. I'm glad. I'm going to be making some more tote bags. I could just make those tote bags all day long. I could. Not that I don't have other projects. But you're right, Vivian. Just try to stay as busy and as positive as you can. Hi, Tracy. How are you? I'm glad you're here. Oh, we got people who love the fabric. Thank you so much. Quilting in the Country. I know the name. I'm terrible with names. Okay, I'm sorry. And I know it. I know it. Hi, Glenda. Glenda is here. She says the doll is adorable, Marie. I have several of the bag panels ready and waiting to put together. I had finished my block exchange, mailed out 15 blocks yesterday. Wow. That's amazing, Glenda. Okay, let's see. Adam says, I'm not going to say, or I'm not going to mention. Thank you, Richard. Richard says he loves the chicken panel. I do too, and I think it's going to match so well with that fabric, don't you? That's going to be amazing. Hi, Laura. Let's see. Mona says, I was bad and bought Kaif and Tula on So Yeah. I was at last night because I saw the link and I was like, no. I can stay away. Hi, Donna. Good to see you. All right. Can I see the doll, says Mona. All right. Yeah. Got her upside down by her feet. It's okay, Annie. So there again, she was traveling, so she didn't stop at the beauticians, Mona, to get her hair done. But she's like, hi, everyone. I have a tea-dyed face. No, her dress has blackbirds on it, and it says blackbird, fly away home, things like that. It's very primitive, and so she's got little petticoat or whatever on, and her belly is all signed, but she's shy, so she doesn't want me to show. But my mom puts tags on them and everything, and see the stripes on her feet. She's a very primitive Annie, as they all are, and they're all a little bit different. So that is her. Terry says, what? I did not go watch them last night. I did not either, because I have the fabric. I've got to start. I got to get more sewing done. Right? Right. I know you guys would agree. Good morning, Pam. How are you? Glad you could join us. If anyone has not checked out Pam's channel, she just recently changed her name from the Empty Nest Quilter to the Empty Nest Crafter. I can't grab your link right now, but I do list her down below my videos. I edit it in afterwards. Chris says, I love all that fabric. It's beautiful. I'm glad you have your mama. My mama lived till 97. Oh, that's awesome, Chris. Yes, my mom will be 90 right here in June. So, yeah. Let's see. Quilting in the Country says, hi, Mona, Terry, Nancy. Okay, everyone's saying hello. Aunt Diane says, just got word my niece landed in Rome. I'm so excited for it. Well, that is exciting. Adam, I end up somehow being bullied into buying Tula too often. Yeah, sure you do, Adam, and we believe you. Oh, and I know that my Aunt Gail is watching, so hi again, Aunt Gail. I have some pictures I printed off from when I was home, and I'm going to get those in the mail either today or tomorrow. So there's only 2, but I think you'll like the pictures. I'm sending them to both you and Aunt Cookie, so if either one of you are watching, hello. Okay. Being as the weather's going to be 90 degrees, it is time for my husband to put the air conditioner in my sewing room, which is going to junk up this window because it has to be vented through here. We have a portable air conditioner, which is going to sit over there. Now, you guys, my sewing room is a mess of I can't describe it. I have this sewing machine and I have my semi-industrial. I use them both, but I can only film from this one because of the way the furniture situation is over here with my table and my printer and my Cricut and my this and that. So, the air conditioner has to go in, so something has to give. And I'm sure you guys have been up against this in your sewing areas. Something has to give. But I am not a decorator. I'll be the first one to admit it. I just slap something up on the wall. If it looks good, great. If it doesn't, it's there for probably 5 years, you know, because I'm not. I'm just being honest. So, but the one thing is, I told my husband, I would like to have, through the middle of the room, I would like to have my cutting table and that through the center, because then I could film from either side of it. And ideally, I would like to have my machines along the same line wherever they are. Maybe they could be separated by a stand or something, but close together. So, all right, I gotta scroll back up. Suzanne, good morning, Marie. I get so excited when I catch one of your lives. I too could just make bags. I learned to make them from you. Oh, great. That's awesome. I love your bag tutorials and am addicted to making them. Well, Suzanne, number one, thank you for letting me know. I always love to hear that, because I know that you guys appreciate what I do. I know that people do, but it's always good to hear someone who I haven't heard that from say, you know, I learned to do that, because I'm so happy for each and every one of you that do that. And I know what you mean. I could make bags just constantly. Just, yeah, I could. Yes, Adam, I know. The emails, the messages, it goes on and on. Vivian says, I have some cute chicken fabric. I've had it several years and I've forgotten my original intent for it. Hey, we all know that story. Vivian. But I'm sure I can figure out something. Denise said she loves the doll, missed it the first time. I'm glad you catched it. Yeah, you catched it. You caught it. Okay. Mona said she went crazy at So Yeah, but then left before she's stuck eating ramen noodles. Lukey loves the roosters. Terry, you have the same air conditioner. Yeah, well, it was between having it in here and in the bedroom. And there's reason to have it, I don't mean it that way, but there's reason to have it in both rooms. It's hot upstairs in this apartment, but I could not sew in here. There is no way I could sew without the air conditioner. I just couldn't. Like I said, the only bad thing is we've got a night coming up where it's going to be down to 40 degrees, so that's kind of, yeah. And Pam says she's good but should be asleep but woke up. Mona has central AC downstairs but one on wheels upstairs. Terry, what about like an island for the machines down the middle? See, that's what I'm thinking of with this table, the one I've got my computer on right now. Like when I say let's go to the table, that's where my cutting mats are. That's what I was thinking, is having it in between or somewhat near there. So that's probably how it's going to be. But I've been saying since I got that machine in November that I have to move it around, because I can use it, but I can't film to show you guys when I'm using it. So anytime I film, I switch over. So like anything that I have to zigzag or fancy stitch on, I use the Singer, and everything else I use my brother. Lots of people. Let's see. Lots of people talking about AC, because it is getting to be that time. Mona, what table are you sitting at? Well, when I say let's go to the cutting table, that's it. I just have my computer here for the moment, and I move that around because it's in the way when I go to cut, so I move it back here onto the edge of my sewing table. There again, I can't unplug the stupid thing from the side of it. I can't get it undone, my Ethernet cable. Because like behind me, you guys probably see that white wire. That's the Ethernet cable. I can't put it behind the stand and around because that shelf is attached to the wall and the shelf goes down. I don't know. I can't. So I've always got a wire showing. Anyway, we're going to try to fix this up some. I'm not sure when, because I don't want to do it in 90-degree weather. Okay, let's see. Thank you, Kathy. She said she loves the sweet keepsake doll from my mom. And Adam loves ramen noodles. Good morning, Rhonda. Hey, running late. That's okay. That's okay. Appreciate it. Oh, goodness. Diane's purging fabric and donating to the 4-H. That's awesome. Tracy, I am not a teacher. I have actually been asked that before. I've never been a teacher. I didn't go to college. I always figured I was a housewife and a mom, but I did raise and help to raise 8 kids, so I homeschooled. Does that count? I don't know if that counts, but no. I do get a lot of people who ask me if I was a teacher before retiring because of the way I teach tutorials, but I don't know how I do it, or I don't notice that I have a teacher's way about me, I guess, but I haven't asked that before. And I'm glad you enjoy the tutorials. Thank you. Let's see. I would put cutting table in the middle, then you can walk around the cutting table. Yeah, and I think I'm going to put the machines on each end because I have this table with this machine sits down in this area, so it's level. And then I have I can't remember the name that's on my, I don't know if I can move this or not. I have my other machine on a table that I bought for it. It has the inset or the cutout. I just need to get that plexiglass thing to fit it so it can set in there correctly. So I'm almost there, but I've got to figure this out. And then I have fabric up here that's like fall or winter fabric, and that can go back in the curio cabinet downstairs that I used to have all my fabric in when I first started the channel. You guys may have noticed I had a big black cabinet with glass windows in it, or doors, and you would see fabric in there. That's where I store any off-season fabric. But I haven't been cleaning out my sewing room. I've just been trying to get filming done or this and that, and I kind of got behind and got a little frantic, and now I need to fix it. And like I said, this is not my forte. I am not a designer, decorator, anything like that. I'm just not. I'm not. Giovanna says, I never use air conditioning, even if it's 40°C. I'm one of those people who cannot do sun or heat. The other day at the barbecue, it was like 75 degrees. My face was beet red, and I got heat sick. And that was just a few minutes outside. I definitely can't do heat. Let's see. Kathleen says, good morning, Marie. Good morning, Kathleen. And everyone, my cell turned you on giggling. Smarty Pants beat me to it. That's funny. Tracy says, being a mom counts. That's good. That's good. There's a lot of teaching there, isn't there? Or there's a lot of stuff you hope they pick up on, right? 104, Giovanna. I don't know how you tolerate that. Glenda says there's 43 watching. That's amazing. Okay, I have a question. I gotta see what it is. What machine is next to you, says Kathleen. That is the Singer Quantum Stylist 9960. You are exactly correct. My favorite home machine. For what it can do for the price, I find it amazing. Just without a doubt. Chris says, down here in the south we have big ACs. We have central air and heat. We would fry if we didn't have them. New Orleans, I don't know how it's really pronounced, gets blazing hot. I bet it does. Mona, you could put the cutting table on bed risers, then you won't have to bend over. I like your way of thinking, Mona. You come on right up to me, and you can help me with this, okay? Just come up for a long weekend. We'll figure out the sewing room. You know, we'll get the important things taken care of first. How's that? Diane says, I'm excited to get a larger sewing room and finding the best way to organize the room and make it flow well. Well, you and me both. Diane's getting a new house. I got to do it with what I got. No, I'm teasing you, Diane, but that's awesome. Okay, let's see. Adam says, I would come and sort your fabric. I'm a bit of a neat freak. I've never noticed, Adam. Never noticed. Katie Crafts, I decorate in early miscellaneous. Hey, I need that. I need that saying. I love that. Lukey, have you thought of using graph paper? That would be, that's so me, Lukey. I just said that to my husband. I was using the bottom of a tissue box, and I was like, okay, now this is the front window, and this is the wall, would be this one, near our neighbor, and that, I said, but I'll draw it out, because I don't do anything without drawing it out on paper first. Anything, because like my husband can come in, he's like, if we move that there, and if we slide that up, and I'm like, whoa, no. My brain does not work that way. I might get the first couple of moves, and after that I'm lost. So if it's not on paper, it doesn't exist. It just doesn't exist. Diane's wheels have been turning on design ideas. Well, that's good. Kathleen, my lungs require the cold air. Oh, goodness, me too. 54 watching. Yay, hey. Let's see. All my tables in my sewing room are on wheels. Small room, 8x10, but lots of stuff. Huh. Kathleen, I couldn't tell you how I knew that, Marie. Mine as well. Oh, goodness. Tracy's from the cement jungle of Houston, Texas. Talk about hot. Yeah, you can fry eggs on that cement. Yeah. Okay, so before I forget, on Facebook, I have, over the past probably month, I have had quite a few friend requests. And I do not mean to leave out anyone, but I'm not sure how to word this. A lot of times someone will send me a friend request because they're a viewer, but I don't know everyone's names. If you're not someone who chats frequently in the chat or comments, I'm not going to know your name. So while you might know me and know who I am, I don't necessarily know who you are. And the only reason I have been very careful is my account got cloned a couple of, 3 weeks ago or so. So I'm being very careful on who I'm friending. So if you send me a friend request on Facebook, you need to know a couple of things. Number one, I really don't use Facebook that often. I do post on my group, on the Marie Scrappy Creations group, and anyone there will tell you it's about once a week. I go on, I check it. I used to really be into social media, but I found that the more time I spent there, the more time I spent there, and I didn't have any time for anything else. So I go there. I love to see what everyone makes. That's my favorite part of it. This morning I got on there and I was just amazed with everyone's pictures of their bags. I mean, wow. But I don't get on there a lot. So if you're going to follow me personally on Facebook, I'm boring. I'm really, really boring. But number two, if you send me a friend request, it's under Marie E. Fagioli, and please just send a little message saying, hi, I'm Katie and I'm one of your subscribers and I like to make some, just tell me something that lets me know how you know me, because otherwise I just haven't been accepting, only because of what happened with my account. Okay, let's see. The Singer Quantum Stylus 9960 is a fantastic machine. I love mine so much. I agree. It is, for what a person pays for them, what they do is amazing. It is amazing. Yeah. Oh, Diane sees a trip to IKEA in her future. You know, I've never been into IKEA. There isn't one near me, and I've never been in one. Yeah, Helen doesn't have one near her, and she's glad. So, okay. Mona, all I have been getting, men leaving message to be friends. I posted this is not a dating site. Yeah, I've had, like, probably in the last week I've had like 5 men send me friend requests, but it's pretty apparent they're like those scammer bait ones there. I just delete those. Yeah, the only ones I look into is it says I might have mutual friends. Not the men, but I mean like what I was just talking about. I've had women send me friend requests, and they probably are people who sew, and they probably are subscribers, but I don't know them by first name. We use painter's tape on the floor to figure out where to put things when my sewing room was redesigned. My tables are low as I use a wheelchair. Well, Gloria, that is a wonderful idea. I love that. I have painter's tape because that's what I tried to tape down my wires with. But my floor is brown and my tape is blue. You see how I roll. I wing it. That my whole life is, nah, just wing it, whatever. In fact, I need to go make a comment, reply to a comment. I had a woman ask me, she commented about the pie cozy, I think is what I called it. Remember when I made the little cozy? It's kind of like the bowl cozy, only it's for a pie plate. Well, she had replied under a different video, but I still knew what she meant. She asked me, how did you figure out that you needed to come down this amount or that amount? And I thought, how am I going to tell her that? I just try stuff. Sometimes I'll figure it out mathematically, and other times I'm like, nah, let's just try it. Well, it's fabric. What's the worst you can do? Take your seam ripper out? You know, I mean, really. So I just wing it all the time, and that's probably how I'll do it with the decorating. I'll lay it out on paper and I'll get it somewhat close because I have to have it somewhat close. But yeah. Oh, and I got my nails done, guys, and I got a sewing machine. I don't know how well you can see it, but Jimmy tried really hard. I went on Etsy, I think it was Etsy, and they had these nail decals, and I bought them. And I didn't know if they were the same type they had at the salon until I got them. I got them and they were not the same type. So these had to go in water. But he gave it a good try, and they're rippled though. So that I'm not crazy about the ripple, but he did the best he could do. And I think they turned out rather well. Now on this one, there's a pair of scissors. There again, I don't know how well you can see because they would have shown up more on the purple. Because you're talking silver on silver. And I just noticed this morning that I chipped this nail polish. So, yikes. Okay, let me see. Let me catch up here. Thank you, Kathy, for reminding everyone to give me a thumbs up. Kathleen, I was frustrated with my creative space. The organization issues were... Oh, yes, absolutely. We've been on 8 months of a complete makeover. A wee bit OCD. Yep, I understand that. I do. Oh, 62 watching. Thank you, Carrie. Carrie loves my nails. Making the Marcel bag by Sincerely Jen. I took the day off yesterday. Thank you, Helen. Tomorrow is National Nail Day. I did not know that. I did not know that. Thank you, Miriam. Well, have you ever commented before? You're a new name. Hello, hello, Miriam. Terry says, I wish my nails stayed longer. I beat my hands up too much. Yeah, I have to wear gloves when I do any kind of cleaning or put my hands in water because my skin is so dry and cracked already. So I think that's why my nails stay longer, is because like if I do, I shouldn't say if I do housework. That sounds as if I have a choice on whether to do housework or not. No, there's no such choice. Lukey, not sure if you can click on a link. So it's called a cord cover floor for extension cords. Cord cover. I'm going to write that down, because it has to come around the front of my stands there. I mean, when we move it, some of it can go around, but not all of it. Let's see. that one. I have to check it out. Saw The Little Mermaid yesterday with 30 friends and family. That was fun and over the top a bit. I've never seen The Little Mermaid. I've seen parts of it, but I have never seen it. Making tea towel toppers for the trailer. Well, talk about tea towels. You guys want to see something? I dug out and I thought, what do I have for towels? I have something for every occasion. No, I do. I have a bunch of towels. But I was looking because I have some from a year or two ago. Maybe it was 3. The only problem with these is they're only one direction. So if you cut them in half, you have to hem the bottom so that you can use the top. Because you know how you usually cut them in half? Yeah, cut them in half. Well, if you cut these in half, you have to hem them one way. And that's the only bad thing. But I had the chicken one, the lemon, and then a bunch of, let me see, I've got a pineapple. And then these weren't centered, which really drove me crazy. Like, they're not even centered. This meet me at the farmer's market. I'll meet you at the farmer's market if you stand in the middle. No. But there were some of these. Yep. Oh, this was the other one. I have a few of these, and these are gorgeous. Live colorfully. And then I have some from the dollar store, but I stopped using these ones for a while because I broke needles. Has anyone ever broken a needle sewing a towel? Well, whatever they print this stuff with was so hard on 2 towels that I broke needles trying to go through it. I was not impressed. And then I have people who will see a towel and they'll pick it up for me. These ones, I almost hate to even show you, are all sticking to me. They're microfiber, and I don't like microfiber. I thought, oh, I can work with it long enough to make a towel, but as you can see, I really haven't. Let me see. Gloria says, if you want, Marie, I can PM pictures to give you an idea of my space. My son-in-law made my tables to my specs. That is awesome. Well, thank you very much for that. I would appreciate that. Yeah, Terry, it is. I have to be in the mood to do those towel toppers. Then when I do, I just make a bunch of them all at once and get it over with, because then I don't want to do them again for a while. It's kind of like me with the bowl cozies. I'm not a fan of making them, but if I make them, I have to cut them all out at once and do them all at once. Thank you, Lukey. I appreciate that. Hi, Janice. Second time joining the live. I'm glad to have you here. Very happy that you dropped in. Miriam, I watch you all the time. I need cord covers. Then I won't be tangled up in them. Yeah, I know, right? That's the problem. And Diane had towels for the 4-H. Why didn't you? Because you didn't make them, right? You're just as bad as I am, Diane. I'm teasing you, girl. Pam says, Marie, were you talking about doilies a few weeks ago, or was it someone else? No, it wasn't me. It must have been someone else, Pam. I'm sorry. Terry, I do not like the microfiber either. Hate the feel of it. Yeah. Diane says, despise microfiber. Yeah, it just, my skin is dry, and so I stick to it. I don't like it. Like, I don't at all. Dollar Tree towels bled terribly when washed them. Bummer. Hey, I didn't even think about that. Thank you. But yeah, I haven't used them, but I've got to do something with them. Diane, it's like Velcro to my dry hands. It certainly is. That's the same here. Good morning, Mary. Okay, and yeah, not a fan of microfiber either. I heard microfiber towels are not good for the environment. They probably aren't. Okay. Before I forget, I need to give you the creative word of the day, and since tomorrow is the 1st of June, we're going to go with June. What are your plans for June? Is June your favorite month? Is your birthday in June? Anything using the word June in the comments below. Not in the chat where we're chatting now, but in the comments below the video. And I hate the way those towels feel. I understand that, Mary. Diane has said, we all heard it, or we all saw it. She just wrote it in the chat. I have realized that I need a 12-step program for being a fabric hoarder. Yeah. Well, realizing it is the first step, Diane. I'm teasing you, sweetheart. I'm sorry. Okay. Well, it is supposed to be 90 degrees today, and we bought some flowers yesterday that my husband wants to get in the ground. And since he's colorblind, I am the color coordinator. And I just told you guys I'm not really good at this coordination thing. I'm not. But we need to put the flowers in, so I need to go out and say, oh, over there, dear, and over there. He's so good. He puts it all together, makes it look good. He does. Yep. So, this weekend, I have not even started filming Sunday's tutorial, but what it is going to be is how to put, I only put the zipper in this kind of tote a certain way. I would have had to have made the tote bag in a different way to put in a different type of zipper. I'm sure that makes sense to those of you who have done it. So I am going to go over a few modification things for the bag or whatever, but that will be the very last in our bag series, and we will be on to some household items. So, let's see, birthdays, family, sunshine, sewing, crochet, whatever else we can get into. Terry says, Diane, we can't help. You're not in the right place for that kind of help. This is true. This is true, because we're all in the same boat you're in. My husband walked in here the other day and he's like, Marie, what are you going to do with all of this fabric? I'm going to sew with it, right? And on that note, I probably should let you guys go and actually point the flowers out, come up, and work on things. If you won the Creative Word of the Day contest last month, if you were either Laura or Mona, I have not forgotten about you. I am working on it, and I will let you guys know when I mail it. Let's see, fabric collector, not fabric hoarder. That is so true. Have a great day. Denise, thank you. Shirley, Rose, Diane, Terry, Sandra, every single one of you, thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you coming to visit. Oh, Janice says, went to S&S in Arizona. I could not help myself and had to buy fabric. Great prices. That's the thing, right? We see that and we can think of a million things to do with it. But I want to thank you for hanging out with me today. It's always great to have my friends visit with me. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And if you sew, that's great. Or if you're Diane, you're going to pack your car and give your hoard to someone else so you can shop some more. Because that's how it works. Take care, everyone. I'll see you.